Hello. Good morning, or afternoon, I should say. But this is my morning, because, as most people probably know, I sleep until the afternoon. I have no life, I know. Anyway, what's it been like 3 weeks since my last stream? Better than last time, where I think there was like over a month gap in between streams. I'm getting better, but no. Been wanting to do a stream this Friday for the past few days, so I'm doing it. Yeah, just waiting for people to come in. Just talking to myself for now until more people file in, of course. Anyway, what can I talk about before more people file in? Oh, Persona 5 Royal came in the mail today. I ordered this off of eBay. It's not used. I got it sealed, but knowing eBay, it's probably a fucking reseal. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Probably get around to playing this eventually. Not right away because the original game is 100 fucking hours long. I hear this game is even longer, like what, 130, 150 hours? Ugh. Yeah, kind of want to play some other games before I commit to this. But yeah, look forward to playing it regardless. I hear it's better than the original, and it adds a bunch of more shit to the original, like more characters, and I think some of the characters are more fleshed out than they were in the original. So should be a positive experience, hopefully. Hello, Hero of Watt. Hello, Robert. How are you two doing today? I don't know why my voice is all scratchy today. Managing. I hope you're all right. Well, no one asked how I'm doing, but I'll answer. I'll talk about how I'm doing anyway. Um, I'm decent. I don't know. Depression has been kind of hitting me lately, but some days are better than others. I'll say that. All good here. Also, I had a feeling you would stream soon. Yeah, I'm kind of predictable when it comes to these live streams, or when I do these live streams, I should say. I only do these like once a month, usually in the middle of the month too, but that's never like really planned. It all really comes down to if I feel like streaming. Like a few days ago, I was like, why not do a stream this Friday? You know, sometimes I go a few weeks without streaming. Sometimes I go over a month without streaming. Again, it just depends on if I feel like doing it on a certain week or not. There are some people who stream multiple times a week. There are people who stream every day. They make a living off of it. They stream for like what, 10, 12 hours a day? I'm ready to fucking I'm ready to dip by the 2 hour mark. I don't know how people can do that. I just was not built for streaming, I guess. Seems like people prefer streams though these days over like pre-recorded content, so maybe I'm missing out on sweet views and money, but whatever. Because I noticed, clips from streams have really surged in popularity these past few years instead of like traditional pre-recorded content. But that's just my observation. Recently finished Super Mario Galaxy 1. That's my favorite 3D Mario game. I really need to play Galaxy 1 again, but I have nowhere to put my Wii. Theoretically, I could just plug in the Wii where my GameCube is plugged in on the TV, but also my room it isn't great for like a motion controlled based console. I know you don't do anything crazy in Mario Galaxy. All you do is just point the Wiimote at the TV, or the sensor rather, to pick up star bits and shake it, or just really shake your wrist a little to make Mario spin. But there are some other games where you kind of got to stand and shit. And again, my room is not optimal for that because it is tiny as fuck. I hope Nintendo well, they did re-release Mario Galaxy 1, but I mean like sell it separately, not in the fucking dumbass collection. And Galaxy 2 while they're at it as well. We released that. Going to a pool party tomorrow. That sounds very fun. I haven't been in a pool in a long time. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that, but a year can constitute as a long time to some people. But last year, when I went to Florida, my grandmother lives in a old folks community, I guess, not like a retirement home or anything like that, but like a community of houses for people over the age of 50. And in that little community, there's a big ass pool, and I went in it with my dad and had a pretty good time. Before that, I can't even remember the last time I went in a fucking pool. I should go in pools more because they're fun, especially on a hot day. It's very relaxing too. Did you know today is John Domain's birthday, drummer System of a Down? I did not know that. Happy birthday, John. You're a dumbass trumper, but you're a good drummer. Coincidentally, I'm wearing a System of a Down shirt right now. Can you see that? Probably not, but that's the best I could do. And not at $60. Yeah, that too. There was no reason for that collection to be that fucking expensive for games that are like what, over 15 years old at this point. Mario 64 that came out in 96, I think, maybe. Mario Sunshine 2002, Galaxy 1, what is that, 2007, I think. So yeah, all 15 old games are over at this point. And they want you to pay $60 for a collection of old ass games. Nice. And also, not to mention, they were only out for a limited time. Nintendo pulled the collection from stores like over a year ago. Unless there are still some stores that sell it, I don't know. Started playing Mario Galaxy for a while a year ago, but I haven't continued it in a while. If I do play Mario Galaxy again someday, I definitely want to 100% it. I never did that when I was a kid, and I want to do it, and I would like to do that today. When it comes to collectathon games like the Galaxy games or a lot of other 3D Mario games or Battle for Bikini Bottom, I 100% did that the other day. Yeah, I tend to be a completionist with those types of games. My first platinum trophy on PlayStation is Battle for Bikini Bottom. Nah, no shame in that. That's actually a legitimately good game. I still like the SpongeBob movie game a little bit more. Maybe that partly has to do with nostalgia. I don't know, probably, but yeah, that's probably forever going to be my favorite SpongeBob game. Isn't there supposed to be another one coming? I remember some teaser trailer or whatever with Sweet Victory playing. Was uploaded on the PlayStation channel a while ago, but I heard nothing about that game afterwards. It's been like a year now. Go to the beach too, Jersey Shore. Fuck System of a Down. System of a Up is way better, am I right? Yeah. He is a good trumper, just joking. System of a Up. I think the only Mario game I never 100% completed was Sunshine, and that's probably for the best when it comes to your sanity. 100%ing that game was quite the experience. The only Mario game of each one on 3D All Stars I completed was Mario 64. I couldn't finish Mario Sunshine. Was it like out of frustration, or did you were you just not interested in 100% completing it? If it was frustration, I totally understand. That game is, ugh, could be really maddening some parts. Hello, Nintendo Dylan. How are you doing? I nearly went insane when playing Mario Sunshine. Yeah, it can do that to you. There's shit like the pachinko machine mission that just made me want to rip my hair out. First played it like 2 years ago. That's when I 100%ed the game too in 2020. Wanted to just chug the GameCube out of my window. Made it okay. Doing okay. Made it to my grandparents' house. Oh, that's nice. I remember you mentioning that. Hope you're having a fun time there. It was very hard to get all the shine sprites because of the blue coins and shit. Yeah. And also, you got to collect 100 coins each mission, which I think Mario 64 also had as well. So it's not really something you could not really something you could uh get too mad at Sunshine for, because it's not the first game to do that, I think. But a lot of the missions in that game are tedious, but overall I think it's a good game. I replayed it last year. I didn't have the highest opinion of it after I replayed it last year, but I replayed it recently, just a few weeks ago. It's not that bad of a game. I enjoyed it. Aside from the really maddening missions, like I mentioned, like the pachinko machine or the fucking Chuckster mission. I'm a Chuckster. Throws you into a fucking dark abyss. Mario Sunshine is trash. Nah. Again, it's a frustrating game, but I wouldn't call it trash. It has some good it has some good qualities to it. I will say the hub world in Mario Sunshine, uh, Piazza Village is probably my favorite Mario hub world. Even more than the castle in 64, the space station in Mario Galaxy, and the giant Mario head ship in Galaxy 2. Hmm. Have you played AM2R? Is that the Metroid game? What's it called? It's not called Burp. Um, Another Metroid 2 remake, I think. Yeah. Never played that one. I never played any fan made Metroid games. I believe that remake is fan made, right? I recently played Zero Mission though. That is a great game. Played it on my Game Boy player and my GameCube. I also played Mother 3 on my Game Boy player, and Metroid Fusion. Still my favorite 2D Metroid game, Metroid Fusion. Really fun game. Really great game. There are people who don't like Metroid Fusion because they say it's too hand-holdy, like it gives you objectives, whereas games, like Metroid Super and Zero Mission just kind of throw you in with, not all. It does, at least in the at least in Zero Mission's case, it does point you to where you need to go, but it doesn't like always tell you like what objectives you need to do or whatever, like in Fusion. But I don't really mind that. I'm not the biggest fan of running around for like a half hour not knowing what the fuck I'm supposed to do without looking up a walkthrough. I know Zero Mission is a remake of Metroid 1 on the NES, which I have played, and if you beat Zero Mission, I'm sure you know this if you played Zero Mission and beat it, you have the ability to play the original Metroid on your Zero Mission cart, which I might do someday on the GameCube, but that's not really a priority because I played through that game once when I was like 13 or 14 on the 3DS, and I didn't like it very much. Crucify me for this all you want. I don't care, but I'm not the biggest fan of NES games. Super Nintendo and onwards is more my bread and butter. Zoomer moment, but NES games are a little too primitive for me. Although there are some exceptions, like, of course, the original Mario game. Other games, I'm sure. Where did I leave off? Hello, video bird. I meant to say 64 DS is a better game. Oh, yeah, it is a better game. So much more content in 64 DS. I played both the original 64 on the Wii U. I didn't 100% that, but it was fun. But the DS one is the superior game in my book, which I have 100%ed before. I also, speaking of Nintendo 64 games, also played the Ocarina of Time port on the GameCube recently, which is just the original game, but on a played with a GameCube controller, and there's also Master Quest. I used to shit on the original version of Ocarina of Time a lot, and I used to really lambaste the people who say the 3DS remake doesn't have shit on the original, and still, yeah, maybe the 3DS remake is better, at least in terms of visuals, of course, but I don't think anyone ever denied that visually the 3DS one is better. But the original 64 version of Ocarina of Time isn't as bad as I remember it being. Well, not that I thought it was bad when I played it, but I was like, I'd rather play the 3DS version, but I've really come around to it after playing it on the GameCube. Still had a lot of fun. Right, but it's a lot harder to get 100 coins on Mario Sunshine. Oh, no doubt, because a lot of the missions, a lot of the stages in Mario Sunshine could be bullshit. Mario Moonshine, on the other hand, is the best fucking Mario game ever. Hello, Big Guy 45s. Wait, were you a commenter on my videos back in 2015? I remember someone with the name with 45 in their username back then, but you could be someone else, and I could just be making a fool out of myself right now. Pachinko machine is hell. Easily my least favorite Mario Sunshine mission. That was just fucking broken, straight up. The lily pad mission I never had that much of an issue with, because if you find out how to cheat that mission, it's easy as fuck. Yeah, it is another Metroid 2 remake, and it's a fan-made game. Yeah, I figured. Metroid Super, or Super Metroid rather, is a game that I need to play again. I played it on the Wii U years ago and had a lot of fun with it. A lot of people say that's the best Metroid game, but I'm still more of a Metroid Prime person. I like the 3D format more. I need to expand my horizons with video games. There are quite a few video games I could recommend to you, Guitar Rocker. Depends on what kind of games you want to get into, though. Zero Mission is my favorite. Yeah, Zero Mission's definitely up there when it comes to 2D Metroid games. What are your opinions on the Switch? I own one because of my son and wife. I think it's poorly designed and see no point of having one unless you just play Nintendo's first-party games. Well, I'm sure your son enjoys it a lot. I know the Switch tends to, capture the interest of children more, but for me personally, my Switch is just strictly for Nintendo first-party games these days. I have a PS5, and when it comes to third-party games, not gonna fuck with the Switch. No. I thought the hybrid gimmick was gonna appeal to me a lot more, but it really doesn't all that much, to be honest. When I game, I like gaming on, a TV, not on a little portable screen. Not to say the Switch's screen is like terrible or anything, but I much prefer playing on a TV. And that's why I like the Game Boy player accessory for the GameCube. Get to play Game Boy games on the TV. I have no interest in picking up any actual Game Boys. Is Mother 1 an exception? You mean for NES games I like? No. No. Um wasn't a horrible game, but a game that I don't have any interest in playing again. Hello, Vanilla Cream. There are some SNES games I enjoy, like Mario 64. That's Nintendo 64, not SNES. Mario Party 2. Was Mario Party even on the SNES? Thought it debuted on the N64. And Mario Kart. Oh, that debuted on the SNES. I played the SNES version of Mario Kart a couple of times, and it was decent. Original Ocarina of Time has a slow as fuck text speed. Yeah, it did, but honestly, after like playing it for like an hour, the text speed didn't really bother me all that much. Again, initially it pissed me off. I kept like mashing the A button thinking that was going to speed up the text, and it didn't speed up the text at all. But after you play the game for a little bit, you just get used to it. "45 records, man." Yeah, I remember that person. That was my hunch for who that 45 person who was here earlier could have been. But again, I could have been wrong. Seems like there are a lot of games to try and pick to try and keep up to play nowadays, I guess. Started playing Resident Evil 4 last year, but I haven't continued that in a while. Ooh, that's a great one. Play Resident Evil 4. Finish it. Who wouldn't want to play a game where Sandy Cheeks is the president's daughter? Started playing new Super Lucky Tale and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I recommend that game. Meant to say N64, my bad. Oh, that's what you meant. I was gonna say I don't remember there being, a Mario Party game for SNES. I was playing Mother 1 earlier last month, but kind of forgot about it because of other games. I was so hyped to play that when it first came out on the Wii U's Virtual Console. I thought it was going to be so good because I loved Earthbound already. I haven't played I didn't play Mother 3 yet at that point, but I was so hyped to try out Mother 1 because I thought that was a game that was never going to see the light of day in the West. And then I played it, and ooh, it was rough, fucking rough. It's been a while, so I'm a little out of the loop with game consoles and shit. I was really out of the loop with gaming until from around, I'd say, 2015 or 2016 to 2020. The pandemic really got me back into gaming. I had a lot more free time on my hands because, classes transitioned to online only and all that. So, I started spending a lot more time home. And that's when I got back into GameCube collecting and all that. Then I got a PS5, and now gaming is easily my favorite hobby. Oh, next to making videos, of course. uh, Tomorrow, perhaps, I'm going to be watching Monsters Inc. in my server in about 30 minutes and Mario Kart 8 tonight at 10. Oh, I didn't know you were doing that. Have fun watching Monsters Inc. I I saw that movie so many times as a kid. I loved it a lot. I haven't watched it in a good while, though. Maybe I would join that, but alas, I'm streaming, and I don't think YouTube would take kindly to me streaming a Pixar movie. Taking a semester off from college, I might get into gender studies. Cool. It's my favorite Pixar movie. My favorite Pixar movie, and probably my favorite kids movie in general, is Up. That movie is just something else. In a good way, of course. Obviously, I just said it's my favorite Pixar movie, but now that movie was just easily the most emotional kids movie I've ever watched. Or quite possibly the most emotional movie I've ever watched. Or at least one of the most emotional movies I've ever watched. A lot of Pixar movies from the early to mid 2000s hold a special place in my heart. Yeah, I watched a lot of Pixar around that time. I haven't watched Pixar in years, though. I think the latest Pixar movie I watched, or is this movie even Pixar? It might be Disney. I don't know. Was I had to watch it in class for some assignment or whatever back when I was in high school. What's it called? Moana, I think it's called. If that's even Pixar, I don't know. I know Disney movies look exactly like Pixar movies these days. Oh, I mean, Pixar's owned by Disney. Cars or Toy Story 2 for me. I remember loving Cars as a kid. Um, a little bit of a funny story surrounding that movie. I don't know if I've ever told it in any of these streams. I probably have at some point, but I used to watch the shit out of the DVD we had of Cars, and then one day my aunt took it. She's from another country. She said, "Oh, it's just to learn the language. I don't know why the fuck you want to watch Cars to learn English, but it was some weird excuse." And she took the movie. She never gave it back. I was kind of gutted because I used to love watching Cars a lot. I hear these days it's not really that good of a movie, but I can't judge. I haven't seen the movie in at least probably 15 years now. She's not that great of a person. Knowing her, she just fucking swiped it for other reasons, but I won't get into that. Last Pixar movie I ever watched was Coco. I only heard about that movie, but I've never seen it. Someone in my server dropped a hot take about Up in a VC saying it was boring. You need to ban that person right away. You don't deserve to live after saying Up is boring. Just joking. Well, it's good that you like it, but shame on that other person. Moana's Disney. Oh. They all look the same to me these days. All these fucking CGI movies. Up is amazing indeed. Cars is probably your second favorite. I hear Cars 2 is awful. Is that true? And fuck, isn't there even a third movie now? I think that came out a few years ago. Cars. The Mitchells versus the Machines and Turning Red are the two modern CGI movies I really like. How could you like Turning Red? It takes place in 2002, yet they don't even mention 9/11. What fucking bullshit. One way I was able to tell the difference is how Disney draws eyes compared to Pixar. Well, I'm not that observant when it comes to watching movies and shows, so to me it all looks the same. No more hand-drawn animation. Have to go to Studio Ghibli. Yeah, it's really a shame how the movie industry has just up and abandoned hand-drawn animation. Like, CGI is nice. I'm not saying CGI movies shouldn't exist anymore or anything, but I, why can't we have more hand-drawn shit, you know? More unique style than fucking CGI. Or more unique styles are possible than, it is with CGI. Like, I remember the second SpongeBob movie was hand drawn for like the first half, or I don't know if it was exactly hand drawn, but it had 2D animation for the first half of the movie. Then, of course, the second half they go above water, and it's all CGI after that. But it looked beautiful the first half of the movie, and I remember watching it in the theater, and I was like, "Shit, why can't more movies, be 2D? It looks fucking incredible." But alas, I think the third SpongeBob movie is all CG. Personally enjoy Cars 2 as a guilty pleasure. That's okay. I never saw the movie, so I can't judge you at all for that. Not that I would judge you if I did watch Cars 2 and thought it was awful, but Disney is also heavily more focused on being a musical compared to Pixar. I never liked musicals, to be honest. It was never my thing. Like musical episodes of shows, for example, I always fucking hated. Like that one Fairly Odd Parents musical about summer vacation or whatever. That's probably hailed as a classic to many people, but as a kid, I could never fucking stand that episode. Just based on the fact that it was a musical. I don't know why. I can't really explain it, but I just was never really into musicals all that much. Mr. Enter, yeah. I can't believe I ever liked that guy. Fucking Mr. Enter. Like his insane takes on COVID was like the final straw for me. There's three Cars movies. First was nostalgic, second is awful. It's about cars shooting each other, and others McQueen's downfall from being fastest to slowest. Next gen cars faster than him. Oof. Oof. Turning Red sucked. Watched 15 minutes of it. That's all. That was all I can handle. Well, I probably wouldn't be able to handle it too because they don't mention 9/11. But joking aside, I've heard a lot of good things about that movie. I don't know if I'll ever watch it though. Not really into like children's animation these days. I love 2D animation. It's been too long. Hello, Kirby Ranitar. I remember this Kirby tone though. Hello. It definitely has been a while since we last spoke. How are you doing? I've not seen Mr. Enter's videos in forever, and I kind of don't plan to. You're better off. The closest I've been to watching, um, actually, I did watch a video of his a few months ago. It was another video about COVID, and he was talking about why he doesn't trust the pharmaceutical industry and whatever. Um, he did talk about some personal shit in there, like the death of his mother and all that. But all in all, um, it was another, you know, COVID. It was another, like anti-COVID video, or not anti-COVID in the sense that he says that the virus sucks or anything, but more like science denial and all that. I don't know. He's been really going off the deep end. Are you going to get the Sopranos Road to Respect on the GameCube? I would, but that's not a GameCube game. It's PS2. That sucks. I hear the game is fucking awful, but I love the Sopranos so much. I'm such a fanboy that I I would play that game regardless of it being bad or not. Yeah, it is PS2 only. Fuck. New 2D animation looks too clean. It's pretty much done by computers. Musicals aren't a good genre. Again, I can never explain why I don't like musicals. I just can never get any entertainment out of it. What about Phineas and Ferb musicals? Those are the shit. I didn't watch Phineas and Ferb as a kid because I never watched Disney Channel as a kid. Hello, Leo. How are you doing? Do I watch Clarence? No. All right, I'm gonna head off now. Have fun with the rest of the stream later. Yeah, see you, Guitar Rocker. It was nice having you here for a half hour. Turning Red, cringe, super cringe. Furry movie, probably Bill Jensen's Hatred Taste. Okay. I don't know who Bill Jensen is, but um I don't know. I don't know much about Turning Red. That comment about the movie Cars was so funny. What comment? I know a guy who said Turning Red was a chick flick, and honestly, looking back, I don't like the kind of hidden message the movie brought. I don't even know what the movie is about. All I know it's about like periods or whatever. Is it? I don't know. That's the knowledge. Just vaguely knowing what it might be about, and the fact that it doesn't mention 9/11, the cardinal sin. Why is everyone hating on Turning Red? She literally morbins into a red panda. I don't know. I don't know if the movie's good or bad. Never seen it, so I have no opinion. Turning Red was good. Barely watch any Phineas and Ferb since I was a kid. Yeah. I don't really watch children's cartoons all that much in general. Aside from ones, like I've seen as a kid that I still like to this day, like Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's a show that I still watch. But all in all, I mostly just watch, live action shows these days. Gonna finish Stranger Things tonight. Season 4 finale. I was gonna watch it last night, but that shit is 2 hours long. Well, no, not 2 hours. 2 hours and 30 minutes long. They've been the episode run times have been pretty insane in the latest seasons. the latest season, I should say. Haven't seen Turning Red, Luca, or Soul. Heard of Soul, never heard of Luca. Turning Red is essentially about a Chinese girl who has a weird red panda form. She wanted to go to a concert, but her mother prohibited her to go. Besides, the mother wanted her to be perfect. Okay. Haven't gotten into Stranger Things. I saw one episode and that's it. Well, I got hooked on Stranger Things like the from episode one. I watched it 2 years ago in 2020, back in the summer. And I got hooked right away. Really like that show. I won't talk much about it because, in case anyone hears either hasn't caught up with the show yet or hasn't seen it at all and, doesn't want to be spoiled on any of the on any of anything that happens in the plot. I watched a few children's shows on Nickelodeon, including one that ruined my childhood, and it's Drake and Josh. How did Drake and Josh ruin your childhood? Unless you're like referring to Drake being a pedophile. I mean, yeah, that could be childhood ruining, but from the way you worded it, it sounds like Drake and Josh in and of itself ruined your childhood. Because of Drake being a predator. Yeah, well, that's understandable. Anyways, I'm kind of bored of talking about kids' movies and shows because I've been talking about it for like what, a half hour now. Let's move on to something else. I don't know what else we could talk about, but I'm sure there are plenty of other things to discuss. Oh, remember YouTube poops? Those were the days. Oh yeah, loved YouTube poops so much as a kid. Um, don't really watch them so much these days, but there are a few instances where I go back and watch YouTube poops that I loved back in the day, and still find them funny. So yeah, I know the community is still alive and well because I'm good friends with a person who makes YouTube poops, and their Discord server is filled with a bunch of people who are part of that community. I know it's still alive, but it's you know, all in all, I don't really watch YouTube poops all that much though. Let's move on to bullying. Thoughts on school bullying? I mean, school bullying is bad. It sucks. I don't know what else to really say about it. After all, YouTube poops are out of style, and I find it surprising that there was a SpongeBob YouTube poop that was made 3 or 4 weeks ago. Damn. Thankfully, Guitar Rocker isn't in here. No, but I don't know. I think they can still be funny. Saw one that a friend of mine made recently on Jordan Peterson, and I thought that was amusing. I got a lot of shit for that from Jordan Peterson fans, but who gives a fuck what they think? This guy had a Ouija as my childhood YouTube poop. Yeah, loved that YouTube poop back in the day. Like 10 years ago, I watched that. Vine, Musical, or YouTube Shorts? None. I don't know what Musical is, but it's probably like, the same kind of style of videos that Vine and YouTube Shorts are. So that's an automatic dislike for me. Don't like how YouTube poops use the N word. Yeah, there was a lot of that back in the day. Um, Admittedly, there is a YouTube pooper that I still like to watch. That was from those days. They recently purged their entire channel though, so I only watch their videos in the form of re-uploads now. But it's a YouTuber called Hotel Ouija. Yeah, some of you might remember them. They made that one iCarly YouTube poop that went viral back in the day. I still find their YouTube poops funny, despite some of the cringe edgelord humor. And yeah, making characters say the N word was part of their humor. But aside from that, I thought the YouTube poops were legitimately funny. Reminds me how the N word was used in the title card in the SpongeBob the YouTube poop video. I remember that. Didn't someone react to that and that went viral? Or that became a meme? You ever seen Dragon Ball Z? No, I haven't. Think you meant TikTok? Oh yeah, the Musically app became TikTok. I remember someone in another stream told me that, and stupid me, but that blew my mind. I think I was saying something like, "What happened to that Musically app? I never hear anything about it anymore." And then someone corrected me and said, or I think I said, I think I said something like, "What?" I asked, I mean, did it get shut down or something? And then someone corrected me and said, "Oh, it became TikTok." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." So, who thinks a certain gaming social network should come back only so Twitter won't be as toxic as it is today? If you're alluding to what I think you're alluding to, no. I don't know how that would make Twitter less toxic, but I'd rather Nintendo not go back into the social media sphere if it's going to be anything like that previous attempt. Saw a Reddit post that said bullying is acceptable and that weak and defenseless students should be bullied. Wow. A Redditor said something stupid. I can't believe it. Most toxic fandom. I don't know. That's a difficult one. Dragon Ball Z has a racist depiction of black people in the form of Mr. Popo. Well, good reason not to watch it then. I hate how apps get rebranded. There's apps you like with a nostalgic name and it gets changed up to a new name where toxic crap comes by and ruins the party. Alright. I don't know what Mr. Satan is. Basically, Twitter had been growing to be the same or worse than you know where because of the people rather than moderation. Hercule the Champion, never heard of that either. I'm missing out on a lot of shit, I know. I'm in a bubble. Joker has dreads. I don't know why this just popped in my head, but anyone else find it crazy that we're already in July? Feels like just a minute ago that, feels like just a minute ago 2022 started. Hello, big guy, 45s. Welcome back. How are you doing? Yeah, time does fly, and it's crazy how fast it flies. Like, you know, feels like 1 minute a year ends, the next minute feels like 1 minute a year starts, I should say, rather, and then the next minute a year ends. Time flies in the most inhuman way possible. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it certainly does fly. Some people say time goes by so slowly. I'm the opposite. Time always just fucking passes me by just like that. Speaking of July, one video caught my attention during July 4th when I Show Speed almost burned the house down by lighting up a Pikachu firework in his room. I don't know who that is, but that's crazy. It's hot as hell today outside as well. We're in July now, and that's usually the hottest month of the year here in New York. Never heard of Stephen Quire Waffle Pone? Yeah, I have heard of Waffle Pone. Greatest Freakout series. Subscribe to them. I know they started streaming a lot in the past year now. I don't really watch the streams. I don't really watch their recent uploads either, but it's cool that they're back on the grind again, making regular content. Geez, bit of a reunion here. I guess so. I haven't talked to you in a while, so yeah. It's already been almost an hour since I started streaming. Shit. Speaking of time flying, wow. Your name used to be Devil Wolf of Legend. Yeah, I figured since you wrote, since you make, write similar messages to that person. Well, you're the same person, but from what I remember, it's been 17 months at most since we last talked. And just so we're all clear, I don't go by my old username anymore. Oh, sorry for referring to you by your old username earlier then, because I did, because I don't know, your new one just it's kind of hard for me to pronounce. But has it really been 17 months since you last talked to me? That's crazy. I don't think it's been that long. That. This is also why I offer people to call me KT. I'll call you that. Should have thought of that. He kept track. It's wild. 17 months. Shit. Well, there are people who I haven't spoken to for like probably 5 years now, but still, I didn't think it's been that long. My old phone died on me, and now I have to get a new phone I'm using right now. I couldn't remember my account password associated with that account. I used to go on here, so I'm under a new name. Well, that blows. Sorry. I ate breakfast right before streaming. I'm probably gonna get a new phone within the next few months. Probably, well, yeah, more than likely an iPhone 14. I have an iPhone 11 that I've had since 2019. Either November or December of 2019, I got this phone, and it's served me pretty well. But it's time for an upgrade. This phone is starting to die pretty quickly. Would you want to do a VC on Discord? I don't know when I feel like doing it, though. I never know when I feel like doing voice chats on Discord either, but someday I probably will. I don't know. The thing is, usually when I'm like, "Hey, anyone want a VC?" Everyone's either like, "No, I don't want to," or "I'm busy." So, yeah, that's why I don't really do them all that much. And since I'm on the new account, Masked Guy, Maskers can be a nickname. I don't mind y'all calling me that. Okay, well, I'm probably just gonna stick with Masked Guy. Can't stay long, but just wanted to say hi. Hello. I wish to not talk about why I changed my name, at least on YouTube, so all I can say is typical 2020 drama and me wanting to move on from a clone site. Alright, I wasn't gonna question the name change anyway. Some people just change their usernames because they feel like it. There's only 5 people here. For me, it says 3. But maybe there is 5 people. I can never trust the little counter on the side because a lot of the times it's inaccurate. Yeah, Slow stream. It happens. Some streams are duds. Some streams have a lot of people. I don't know. At the rate this stream is going, I probably will end this early. Unless all of a sudden a bunch of people come in. That's always a possibility, I guess. What made you go with the name Michael Mikey? It's actually a name I didn't want to go by at first, or a name I didn't initially, or a name that I didn't choose at first. Back when Google Plus was required, when having back when Google Plus was required to link with YouTube accounts. This is probably back in 2014. I had this YouTube channel was associated with an old email of mine, and I wanted to finally I finally wanted to have a YouTube account because before that, I was using YouTube, not signed into an account, and there were a bunch of videos that I couldn't watch because they were age restricted or other things of the sort, and it got really annoying. So I wanted to finally make a YouTube account so I can watch videos that YouTube would bar me from watching. And also, I wanted to comment on videos and such, and I wanted to talk to. Mostly, I wanted to comment on a certain pedophiles videos, but I didn't know they were a predator at the time. You probably know who I'm alluding to. But anyways, and I wanted to make a YouTube account with a certain email I had at the time, and it told me that email was already attached to a YouTube account. So I was like, oh, I'll just sign in with this email. And I didn't like the channel name. It originally had my full name in it, so I wanted to change it to just Mikey. But then Google Plus, like, you need to have a last name too. And I was like, shit, I don't want to use my real last name. So originally I was going to put in Mikey. Imagine that was my YouTube screen name. But Google Plus rejected that too. So then I put Michael, rejected that. And I really didn't want to use my real last name. And then as like a last ditch effort, I put in Mikey, and that finally for some reason. And it stuck. Still use that username to this day, obviously. Thank God Google Plus is not a thing anymore, by the way. It was like a tumor attached to your YouTube accounts, and I have a lot of bad memories surrounding Google Plus that I won't get into because I don't feel like dredging up old drama. Yeah, I made my server back in 2017. God, I think July 2017 I made it, so it's 5 years old now. We're going to be 5 years old very soon. When did I make the server? Oh shit! Tomorrow's gonna be the fifth anniversary. July 16th, 2017. Shit. Google Plus are gone, and yet people are still forced to use their real names to make accounts. Are they? Are they? I thought that went away after Google Plus went away. Or after YouTube stopped forcing you to integrate Google Plus with your YouTube profiles. You should have went with Kappa Mikey because nobody remembers that show. I remember that show vaguely, but I still kind of sort of remember it. It was some Nickelodeon show, right? I remember when it was airing. I watched some of that as a kid, but again, I barely remember it. I'm probably proving your point, though. I think today people don't want a site to copy blank text and paste it for their last name. Yeah, there have been times where certain sites have asked for my last name, and I would just paste a generic last name from some last name generator website. I remember some months ago when I got a YouTube copyright strike. I mean, um, it's so fucking stupid to appeal the strike. You got to put shit like your real last name, your address, your zip code, all of that fucking shit. And obviously, I'm not gonna put all that personal shit in a copyright appeal on YouTube and send it to the person who false flagged the video of mine, especially since that person was convicted a while ago for stabbing a couple. Probably you might know who I'm referring to there. So yeah, I'd rather not have someone like that obtain access to my information. So I just put like random shit like a fake address I got from an address generator, or actually I think I put for my address fucking ocean coordinates or something. See ya, Nintendo Dylan. E. That reminds me, like a few years ago, everyone in memes and shit were putting the letter E in the or saying E. How many people per country are getting convicted nowadays? That is information that I don't know off the top of my head. So, how are all of you doing today? Just trying to make some small talk. Your day doing good? I'm doing good. Art fight and a summer course is going on. I don't know what art fight is, but hopefully you're doing good with that summer course. I don't take summer courses. I've talked about this a million times, but I took a math course, a math summer course a few years ago, and that was terrible. Something I'd rather not endure again. And I'll leave it at that. Art Fight is one big art trade game. I'm participating because I don't want to get out of artist block. Okay. I never heard of it, but it sounds interesting. I can't draw for shit though, so it probably wouldn't be a game for me. Well, actually, there was a game I loved way back in the day when I was a kid. Back then, I couldn't draw for shit either, but it was a game called Drawn to Life for the DS. Used to play the shit out of that. You draw your own character and you play as it. I should break out the DS again, or the DSi, I should say. I actually don't even know where my 3DS even is, but the DSi is in one of the cabinets over there. Managed to receive 2 attack art of my characters, and that was it. I guess the admins are oppressive, but I mean, what do you really expect from a website that was aimed at primarily kids, you know? I got so mad at that back in the day, but nowadays I don't really care. I wouldn't mind another attempt at social media from Nintendo. At least it would be something, you know. Since you really can't communicate with people on the Switch, there's no there's no DMing, none of that. You just add via fucking friend code, and that's it. You can't even talk to people on your friends list unless, of course, you talk to them on other sites such as Discord. So I wouldn't mind something like Miiverse on the Switch, but obviously, you know, if they want to make it work better this time, maybe don't, you know, uh, maybe have it be a bit more lenient than Miiverse was in terms of rules and, you know, admins and all that shit. But I wouldn't really care either way. I wouldn't use it. Barely use the Switch these days, and some little social media, some little attempt at a social media site from Nintendo won't make me turn on the Switch more than I already do. Just want the Switch to have an internet browser, which even today we can still only use it if we change the proxy settings. Even the fucking PS5 doesn't have an internet browser, and I find that so weird. I don't know if I'd really use it all that much, but at least have it there if someone wants to use an internet browser on their console, you know? As a former Nintendo fan, I wouldn't be sure what to expect with a Nintendo site to come by if it's going to have abusive admins like what Miiverse had. I'd rather find out if I get the Switch one day. Again, I wouldn't care either way. If it was like Miiverse and, posts got taken down left and right, really wouldn't it really wouldn't bother me whatsoever because I wouldn't even be using it. Oh, so maybe for shits and giggles, I don't know. Or maybe I would, knowing me, I'd probably just go on it to just get intentionally banned. That would make for a funny video. Used to be on the internet browser all the time on PS4. Yeah, the fucking PS4 had an internet browser, but the PS5 doesn't. Wild. When I got the PS5 last year in April, I thought for sure in the coming months a web browser would come. Here we are, a year and 3 months later, still no internet browser. Besides, I pretty much want to move on to Xbox. Yeah, Xbox is a pretty good deal. You get Game Pass, pretty much set with that. You don't own the PS5 yet. I've owned it for over a year, like I just said, and I'm loving it. Still love it. In the middle of playing the first Last of Us game. I already played that game like 5 times now, but it's still an incredible game. That doesn't that I don't grow tired of. Steam, on the other hand, always offers better sales. They're moving Movavi 2021 for $29 for the next 3 days. They're selling Movavi 2021 for $29. That's cool. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about Steam as well, but I don't have a gaming PC. I mean, I have a MacBook, but that's not, the most ideal thing to play. That's not the most ideal machine to play video games on. And I have nowhere in my room to put a gaming PC, so for me, consoles are just more convenient. And I went with the PS5 because what Sony offers appeals to me more. You're heading out. AT is out. PS. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end this in like 10 minutes. This stream was like really slow, and I'd rather do something else. PS4 is almost 10 years old too. Too bad it won't make any more of those new games on that console for years. They should move on from the PS4 already. PS5 is out, and it still feels like this console generation hasn't officially kicked off yet because there's still so many cross releases, or so many previous gen releases, I should say, simultaneously releasing games on the PS4 and PS5. At this point, the PS4 is a crutch on PS5 games because they have to make sure that these games can run on PS4 because they're still releasing a lot of games on the PS4. I don't know if Sony's still releasing games on the PS4. I don't know if games like the new God of War or the Last of Us remake are going to be on PS4. I didn't look at the details surrounding that, but I think they should move on from the PS4 already. It's going to be 10 years old. Well, they would have moved on from the PS4 by now, surely, if there wasn't a fucking chip shortage. That's really been holding the new consoles back as well. Because COVID and all that. Few games on PS4 that launched, some glitchy bugs, like I bought the other day. It had a few bugs on there. I don't know about you, Michael. I have no clue what you're talking about. That's why you left. The intrusive thoughts or whatever. Well, that's good to hear. Welcome back. As you can see, the stream isn't so lively this time around, so I'm probably going to end it soon because I'm quite frankly kind of bored. I saw that. Yeah, that was funny. The collaboration they did with McJuggernuggets. It's like a year ago now, right? Never watched McJuggernuggets at all back when that guy was still popular, but always loved the Freakout series, so it was entertaining. All of his Psycho series work was actually inspired by Waffle Tone. Yeah, I heard. Um, I figured. I mean, a lot of those Freakout series, inspired by that. Well, I don't know if this really constitutes as a Freakout series per se, but I'm sure Tourette's guy also was also a big inspiration on a lot of those series as well. If you had a gaming PC, would you ever try to play the RE4 randomizer mod? I've seen a lot of clips of that, or a lot of videos of streamers playing that. Those are really fun to watch. I'd probably try that. Knowing me, I probably wouldn't be able to finish the fucking game though because I'd get so frustrated. But still looks fun. Like I've been watching a lot of videos of people playing that the past few weeks. The randomizer mod. I think I discovered a new video genre I like. Who's a sociopath? Music for all. What are you just gonna write sociopath and not elaborate? Ugh. Here's a little messy. Getting long again. Like it like that. What do I look like without glasses? I'm pretty sure I've shown off what I look like without glasses. Have I? Maybe once or twice on this channel, but I have over 1,000 videos. You probably haven't seen it. Do I look that different? Probably not. I don't know. I can barely even see the screen without my glasses. My vision is so bad. My father says I should get LASIK eye surgery instead of wearing glasses. That's what he got. He used to wear glasses when I was a kid, but not anymore because I just said he got LASIK. I don't know. I like glasses. I like the way I look in them. I only started wearing glasses full time when I was around 13. Before that, I only wore glasses just when I was reading or whatever. Well, really, long before that, I needed to wear glasses full time, but I just never wanted to for some reason. I really hated the idea of not wearing glasses all the time. But eventually, I just sucked it up and started wearing glasses all the time. And now, aside from when I'm sleeping, I always wear glasses. People say that other people are nerds because they wear glasses. Well, those people need to get out of the fucking 1980s. Jesus. I didn't know people still thought that. Mm-hmm. Metallica Fade to Black is what I want to play at my funeral whenever I'm gone from this world dark. No, that's actually one of my favorite Metallica songs. Actually, my second favorite, to be more exact, right behind Disposable Heroes. It's a great song. And with that said, I think it's a good time for this stream to fade. Probably didn't make that much sense, but whatever. Slow stream. Had some fun. More so at the beginning when more people were here, but I feel like doing something else. Probably will play more The Last of Us and finish that again. And then play the second game. Totally not controversial game at all. No, but anyways, thanks for being here. For all those who are here. And yeah, gonna head off now. See ya.